Welcome to the Yellow Brick Road. I am Jordan, and today we're just going to go over we're going to go over some people that I think are fuckface. I want to say grifters, but like people that I'm just going to say are full of shit. Like I don't think they believe what they're saying. They're doing it for some other reason or some other motive that they're not letting us know about. As you can see, Michael Rapaport on my screen. If you heard about this guy and his love for Israel. Uh, I think you'd be able to just roll with me, okay? Just hear my theory out. But before I get started, do not forget to share, support, hopefully donate to all the links in my description box. Check them out, read them, share them, then donate. All of it is very much appreciated. Also, at the very top, there should be a Discord link for. Oh fuck! I fucked my tags up on my other video. Whatever. You should see a Discord link for my brand spanking new Discord that anyone is allowed to join. Just don't do troll shit. You can say whatever you want as far as ideas go. I don't care if you are the king honcho white supremacist or whatever you believe in. Right? I don't care. Like you are welcome to talk with anyone about anything. If they personally block you themselves, that's because they don't want to see what you're saying or they don't want to hear you talking to them or whatever the fuck. But don't be butthurt. You can talk to other people that aren't afraid of talking about your ideas or hearing your ideas or discussing your ideas. Right? I leave room for sensitive people and also the more extreme type talkers. But no trolling, bro. No dick pics everywhere. No, Brock Lesnar barbecue rub, memes anywhere. You're gonna get kicked for shit like that. Don't worry, I have a backup Discord for all my trolls if you want to be a troll. Also, I want to add, or I just want to say, I have hopefully a new cooling system for my PC coming in tomorrow, because if you probably saw in the beginning of this video, it's very laggy. Because I like doing my music intros, right? Except for like giant 2-3 hour fucking videos that I kind of leave them off. But like for my regular videos, I like to have it like playing music for people and like, hey, check the song out, And it fucking lags like crazy. It might even, like, I turned my settings down, so it might even affect this video. So I'm going to apologize now if something's, like, way super blurry, or if I try to read something and you can't read it because the screen's too fucking blurry. Forgive me, that's my PC. I had to turn the settings down. But I think for the most part, you'll be able to just hear audio. Like, audio should be fine. So you should understand where I'm going, and I'll explain, as I'm watching it. So there are your little disclaimers and, intros and all that shit. I say without further ado, let's get into this. Hopefully my volumes are good now. I think it is. I think it's turned up a little bit. But, alright, the theme of this video is definitely people that I think are full of shit. Or at the very least, potentially full of shit. But I definitely think so, where I'm at right now. And the first person you see on your screen right now is Michael Rapaport. Now, there are regular people. People may not want to believe that, but there are regular people that see what's happening in Israel and they take Israel's side because of some sort of, if I had to guess, some sort of conditioning or brainwashing from communities, cultures they're involved in, parents, teachers, the place they grew up in, like all that shit. That is definitely possible, and it probably is happening for a decent amount of people. It's usually the special ones that stand out, where it's like conditioning can't explain this one. Why is this guy such a fuckface? Why is he such a fuckface? Like he's like leaning into it and like trying to antagonize people with ideas that this guy is aware is out there. Let's be honest, right? This guy grew up in New York, I think. He's been an actor. He's been in films and all that stuff. I think he's aware of, some of the ideas that are out there. He's probably engaged with them before in his life. And he's leaning into it in a way that's just going to antagonize people. Like, truly. Like, what I think he says here, like, I'll hit play, but I think you'll understand what I'm saying. Where it's like, you're so over the top that it looks, like, fake. Inauthentic. And you have to guess, like, what are your motives for doing that? Here's his take. Here we go.
The Jews are chosen,
Hey,
but
off
we're
rip,
not
right?
perfect. No one ever said the Jews are perfect. Most importantly, the Jews never said that we are perfect. Why we are held to unattainable standards of perfection more than any other race, religion, in the history of race, religions is beyond me. The Jews are chosen.
So, as you can see, there's a narrative in there where it's bullshit, where it's like, we're being held to higher standards. Like, well, obviously, the little trick there where he's equating Jews with Israel. They're not supposed to be the same thing, even by the government's idea of it. They probably call it the Jewish state or whatever, but it's not actually supposed to be that. It's supposed to be like an open democracy where anyone can live there. That's the idea on the surface. Is that reality? Probably not. But there would be, I think there's supposed to be like non-Jews in the Jewish military. See, he did it to me. See? Non-Jews in the Israeli military or in the government, right? Or just regular citizens. As far as like I'm concerned. But he's taking it and saying the complaints about Israel is all overreactions to what Jewish people are doing because I don't know what his reasoning is, but I don't think he has one actually. I think he's just saying that because it's antagonizing and it sells a narrative. Now, the most antagonizing part of this of all is definitely Jews are definitely chosen. And I think he's saying those particular words because he's leaning into things that you see on the internet quite a bit, right? It's like, wow, like almost in like a sarcastic way, you'll see people saying like, wow, these are the chosen people, right? Which not all of them say or believe in. Like, to be honest with you, not everyone in Israel says and believes that. Not every Jewish person in America says and believes that. Only a special few, right? Maybe there's like a religious thing where like, oh, we believe we got it right. We got religion, we got God right. Guess what? Other religions do that too. So I'm not running with that at all. The way that's implied on the internet, at least with these, people on the internet, what they're implying is that like you guys are like almost like cult-like believe you're chosen. Maybe not everyone, but he's saying like maybe guys like this, and I think he's aware of this, and he's leaning into it. But a lot of religions believe they are the chosen people, which once again it's all idiotic because I would think it'd be based on character, right? If you wrote a movie where you erased Judaism, Islam, Christianity, Buddhism, erase all the religions, Scientology, get rid of all of them, right? And you wrote a chosen people in your movie, right, as like some sort of prophecy, it would be based on character, wouldn't it? Like, oh, it's some guy over here, and some guy from this country, and some guy from that country, and some girl from down there, and some girl from up there, right? It'd be all different types of people. Like, oh, it's because of your character you were chosen to be a fucking Jedi, or a superhero, or whatever the fuck, right? Fucking Sense8 style. But yeah, anyways, point is, this guy I think is full of shit. He's saying these things to antagonize us or anyone to get them to increase their fervor. See, look, they do think they're the chosen people. See? Meanwhile, it's just one guy in his room. Now, it could be a lot of people thinking that, right? For all we know. But what we're actually seeing in front of our faces is just one guy saying that. And guess what? He's not even the Orthodox version, most likely. Bad to guess. He's not the Orthodox, like the curly hair shit and the hats and beards and all that shit, whatever the fuck. I gotta wear religious outfits every day type motherfuckers. I don't think I've ever seen this fool in a fucking yarmulke before. So, he's leaning into it, trying to be tongue-in-cheek to antagonize people, to get them to react to, I would assume, prove the point of what propaganda is saying, is that, like, anyone who criticizes Israel is just an anti-Semite. And that's their only reason for criticizing Israel. And this guy has gone so far in his statements that I don't think he's just saying it because he believes, like, oh shit, everyone's going after us. They must be anti-Semitic. He's saying it because I think he's paid or advised to by some other motherfucker. That's what I truly believe. So there's Michael Rapaport, full of shit, in my opinion, con artist motherfucker. Let's move on to someone else who is also, in my humble opinion, well, two people, I guess, but we'll focus on one of them. Here is Candace Owens and Milo Yiannopoulos. Two people that I think are absolutely full of shit, and I will let them, I'll full screen this one. I will let them exemplify their full of shitness. I have my reasons for Candace. It may not be shown in this video. Actually, I haven't even watched this video, to be honest with you. But I saw enough quotes about it where I'm like, huh. And the Milo guy is kind of notorious for being, I mean, people call him a troll, but I call him full of shit. Like, you're obsessed with celebrity type shit, motherfucker. No substance to what you say type of person. But let's hear this out. Here we go.
Now, obviously, I think those chances have been completely annihilated given what's happened. But what do you think about JD Vance? I find his silence to be quite loud.
I have a feeling he's going to really pleasantly surprise us all, because I think the expectations for him were so low. He's a creation of Peter. People are always like suspicious about, he's a creation of Peter Thiel, without really explaining what it is about that that's bad.
I could explain things about that's bad.
I think a lot of us could, but the Milo guy is dressed like a Matrix character and I don't think he goes outside often. I don't know. This guy has not engaged with regular people in probably a long time. And yeah, I think he's a full of shit kind of con artist type person. But yeah, there's plenty of things to point out about JD Vance. But here we go.
I know you could.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Also, like he's trying to be like cute. Got it. But also remember what Tucker said about JD Vance, right? In defense of JD Vance because of what Nick Fuentes has said in the past and will probably say in the future. So thus this guy, he may be like, hey, if I can mention JD Vance in a positive light, Nick Fuentes will come after me. And that increases my money or my fame or my popularity. So I'll quasi-antagonize Nick Fuentes. Beautiful. And I guess someone said that Candace and this guy were beefing. Like, well, you can unite to go against your common enemy or whatever. But, all right, here we go.
About that's bad.
I could explain things about that's bad.
I know you could.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Peter Thiel, I put him in the same class as like and Elon Musk. I mean, they have this futuristic vision. It's a technocracy. I mean, they have. I personally don't think
it's not future. Okay, what does that mean, Candace? Whatever. She's just saying it. She's saying tag words that she probably heard somewhere else and repeating them. But here we go.
Peter Thiel, I put him in the same
Please
class.
explain that, Candace.
And Elon Musk. I mean, they have this futuristic vision. It's a technocracy. I mean, they have.
That's how I'm like. I'm pretty sure she doesn't know what she's talking about when she says words like that. It's a technocracy. It's like a technocracy. It's like Theo Von go like, well, man, it really feels like a genocide. It feels like a genocide? What the fuck does that mean? Anyway, sorry for keep pausing, but you know it's my show, so fuck right off. Here we go.
I know you could.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Peter Thiel, I put him in the same class as like and Elon Musk. I mean, they have this futuristic vision. It's a technocracy. I mean, they have. I personally don't think that people that in their own lives hold tradition or the nuclear family that they should have positions of power, because for them they want to create things like, you know, we don't need women, we're going to create an artificial womb, we're going to have it just scares me a bit.
Very unsettled.
She is. I mean, if you don't smell it, this woman's full of shit. I don't know what to fucking tell you. I mean, every sign of, from body language to words she says, the whole thing is just like, excuse me? It's just weird. Look, like it smells like someone full of shit, like someone doing, like a professional small talker. You know what I'm saying? Like where someone just doesn't even think about that, just dilly-dally, like say words. It's like, oh wow, I love your outfit. Wow, so cute. Wow, awesome. Oh my god, I love that designer. No idea who the designer is, right? But not expecting anyone to ask like, Who is the? I didn't know. Like, who's the designer? Who is it? Oh, it's some guy. Anyway, oh look, I dropped my phone. Oops. Like a psychopathic small talker. That's what Candace Owens reminds me of. Like straight up. Unless she is prepped for what's about to be said, then she can memorize things and repeat them in front of everyone and pretend to be, smart about these things. That's what she looks like to me. Forgive me for pausing so much. I know there's a lot of dick riding Candace fans, just like there's dick riding Milo fans, just like there's dick riding Nick fans, there's dick riding Dave fans. I get it, guys, but it's my show, so fuck off. Or make an argument, one or the other. Here we go.
By Peter Thiel's answers in that interview with the New York Times.
Oh gosh, do you have that, Skylar? That was hilarious when somebody called. Huh?
Do you want the human race to succeed or something? And he's like, I was very very uncomfortable by that for sure.
They're like robots.
100%.
The robots are here.
But the people he's
Candace is actually like a robot. I think I smell psychopath. I smell Patrick Bateman without the serial killing. Here we go.
would have been that bad. I mean,
But that's what they need. They need the person that you believe in.
Yeah, okay.
And I will say that's the one
right.
thing that makes me. And I have not met JD Vance, so I'm usually a person that I like to meet someone in person before I enter in a judgment.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say that just looking at the story of JD Vance,
Good God,
there is, and this is something that
I don't understand what the difference would be psychologically between meeting someone in person or seeing. Like, what are your questions going to be so hard hitting that he's going to expose his humanity and what he really believes? Like, no,
bro, she's full of shit. I have to meet someone before I put a judgment on them. How many fucking celebrities or like people in general has she given her like extreme take on without ever meeting?
Exactly. No, that's true. But also, it's bullshit. Like, you can conversate on so many different mediums, or they could have a take. Like, if Peter Thiel went on TV and said, "I want to kill children and replace them with robots," do you really need to I really need to sit down and what do you mean by that? I mean, I want to kill kids and replace them with robots. Duh. Like, I just said it. So, I get it. It's like a kind of like a. What would the word be? Like, you just say it like a matter-of-fact statement about nothing, but it actually doesn't apply to reality. Thus, professional small talker.
Well, and it could be, like the whole idea of some people say shit online, but they don't actually mean it. I mean, she could be meaning that too, but for her, it's she's full of shit.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that can happen too. Actually, you might get more of a real conversation with some people on the internet, right? Because they're protected. They're behind a wall in a way, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I get your point with that one too. It's just, I just see professional small talker motherfucker. Oh my God, the scallops, they're so dainty and beautiful and delicious. Meanwhile, she knows nothing about flavor or cooking or anything like that, but she just pretends, as like a small talker. God. All right, here we go.
usually a person that I like to meet someone in person before I enter in a judgment.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say that just looking at the story of JD Vance, there is, and this is something that Mark always says to me, that is this like the Obama thing where it's almost too good to be true. He's changed his name a few times. He was a senator, but somehow was
JD Vance too good. He's the vice president of the guy you're saying is blackmailed by Israel or some shit or whatever the fuck your idea of it is. He's too good to be true. Like, he's doing bad right now, right? He's doing a bad job as vice president. It's the vice president's job to be like, yo, just shut up and do whatever the president says. Is that really the VP's job? I don't think so. I don't think your brain disappears once you become vice president, right? Too good to be true. What? That's a weird. I'm going to pay attention to that. Where it's like, if she starts campaigning for this fool during the next presidential cycle, I'm going to freak out. Because that's a weird statement. With all the shit that Trump has done, and JD Vance is sitting back and watching it happen or participating in it. And Candace, he's too good to be true. He changed his name a couple times. Changed his name? He's seeing a fucking genocide happening and doing nothing about it. He knows they knowingly bombed innocent civilians in Yemen, and he said, good job. Come on. Candace is so full of shit, bro. I was picking this clip to talk about fucking Milo, and she takes all the fucking spotlight. Just takes it up. Like, yeah, I'm going to be even more psycho, or more of a grifter, or more full of shit. I'm going to outshine him. Fuck. Anyways, let's continue.
He's
able
got
to
this
get
rags
this
to
book
riches
deal.
story, and he's maybe.
And it's not really rags to riches. He's got a family that's been around for a long time, and also he gets this book deal, and like Netflix does a deal with him. Like, why do they pick this obscure senator? Again, I'm just at the point right now where I don't trust anybody, so I'm not saying
Candace
I'm
gets a
actually
Netflix
dismissing
deal.
JD Vance. I'm
No
saying
question.
that I'd
Yeah.
like to have a further conversations and sit across from him and ask him these questions.
Your radical skepticism is.
Yeah, I'm radically skeptic.
Is what the moment calls.
She's not radically skeptic. She's voting for the guy. She voted for the guy that she's complaining about the most right now, right? Which is the Trump administration. Not only that, after he got elected, he called her personally in February. He called her personally, according to her at least. She's a radical skeptic? What? Excuse me? I feel like she discovered problems were happening in the Middle East like 2 years ago, maybe. Like 2 years ago? There's a whole fucking war on terror. You didn't realize, Candace? Radically skeptic. Fuck. It's a lie, folks. I'm sorry. It's a fucking show you're watching. It is actually a reality TV show you're watching. Fully scripted. See, like not scripted like in someone's writing their words, but scripted in the sense of they're playing characters in front of each other, giving you nothing. And yet this is what people show up for. I'm wrecked. But then again, I'm here watching it too. Here we go.
So I'm not saying this because I'm actually dismissing JD Vance. I'm saying
No,
that
but
I'd like to have a further conversations and sit across from him and ask him these questions.
Your radical skepticism is.
I'm radically skeptic.
Is what the moment
legit.
calls for. It is the most rational position.
Right? Thank you. That sounded so brilliant when you said it. My radical skepticism is actually the most rational position. Thank you.
She's the best. She's the best. She's the best. Now, I know she's playing into it, like pretending to be a narcissist, but at the same time, I smell actual narcissistic tendencies from this person. Like her, like, quiet version of narcissism. I'm sorry. Once again, I'm armchair psychologying the shit out of this, right? I'm not an actual psychologist. I don't have a degree. I'm watching someone on the internet. I'm reacting to the way I've seen them behave. I smell a fucking narcissist. Take it for whatever the way you want to take that. It is what it is.
What's with the fucking glasses, dude? Why's he wearing glasses?
I don't know. Maybe his eyes are bloodshot or something. I don't fucking know. Who knows? Who knows what this matrix dressed person is doing? Who fucking knows?
I'm getting like grease vibes from him, bro.
No, he looks like the Crow from 1999, bro. He's a 1990s like emo kid or something. Like that's where he's at. But yeah, just from the subtle like sneak disses that she was doing towards Nick Fuentes, she does that with self compliments. She actually does even though she's kind of maybe a little bit joking here. I've seen her do this in other areas where she like kind of boasts herself up, but it's like very subtle, and it's just like ooh, it screams narcissism. It really does. But all right, here we go.
We shouldn't trust anybody at this moment.
I'm just a dreamer, Candace.
Seriously.
I'm an optimist. I've got to believe that he's going to be all right.
But you can't. How can we trust the JD?
Hey, these guys guided you. Hey, fans. Hey, MAGA people. These were the guys, people like guiding you for years. Congratulations, you won, didn't you? Or I think they already know Milo's out, right? But Candace. It might take them another 5 years. They're like, wait a minute, Candace played us. It's like, yeah, you dummies. Sorry. All right, here we go.
Actually, the most rational position. Thank you, folks.
It is what the moment calls for.
Yeah.
What's
should
the
trust
moment
anybody at this
comes?
moment.
I'm just a dreamer, Candace.
That should have been
I'm an
done
optimist.
10
I've got to
fucking years
believe
ago.
that he's going to be all right.
Radical skepticism.
But you can't. How can we trust the JD Vance? I mean, what do you think about Elon Musk? I've been calling that out from the beginning. I'm like, this guy is very clearly
We have
a
no real way
fraud.
to know about Vaughn.
In the very beginning, what's the very beginning? Is it when Trump adopted him? Is that the very beginning of Elon Musk? Probably not. Or could it be before Candace, when he was, I guess, a Democratic donor and voted for Democrats? To where, in which case, it was your job to call him full of shit. Fuck my life. These are dumb people, bro. Anyways, here we go.
We have plenty
bit
of ways to
left.
know about Musk. And Elon is.
And we'll move on. We'll move on to the next
I mean, the
grifter.
future he wants is not the future I want, and the future he wants is not the future any of us really want.
But all of them are successful because they did deals with the state.
I sort of feel
so
like.
what are we doing here?
I sort of feel like.
Okay. We're a place to cut that, but whatever. Point is, or well, actually, part of this is the Nick Fuentes effect, to where now Candace and Tucker Carlson are being scrutinized because, you know, the dangerous groypers that have such great arguments you have to run away from. Let's move on to another grifter, another full of shit artist. Let's go to this guy, the Orange Penguin himself, the guy that Tim Pool complained like about South Park, like, yo, he's not. I mean, you're calling him fat, but he lost some weight. He lost some weight. Tim Pool said that out loud, like a weirdo, while reacting to something that South Park fucking made, where they're a comedy animation show where they make fun of people. And Timmy's response was, he's not that fat anymore. Unreal. While claiming to be a South Park fan. It's whatever. Point is, let's hear this next full of shit artist. I mean, I thought he was easy to figure out, but apparently the MAGA crew and the MAGA group and I guess even the America Firsters and all that shit somehow placed a crown on this guy's head. And within this year, they just found out they got played. So I have to crown him too. Pause. Like, you're the best, Trump. You're the best full of shit artist on planet Earth. You won. Granted, your fall's going to be pretty heavy because so many people are going to turn on you, most likely. But the buildup was epic. Like, you fucking took over the world for like a couple months. And then the downfall, because they actually saw your policy for what it was. And here's him talking about what's happening in Gaza. Here we go.
They see evidence of a genocide in Gaza?
I don't think it's that. Look, they're in a war. Some horrible things happened on October 7th, as you know. It was a horrible, horrible thing. One of the worst I've ever.
Okay, so off rip, the lady asked him, like, is there any evidence that's a genocide over there? And obviously the president of the United States, who has all the intel community, FBI, whatever fucking source you need, they can look at newspapers, they can look at journalists, they can see guys on YouTube, they have the NSA, they can spy on everyone. He has all the information he could ever need. And his answer is, well, I don't think so. I don't think so. That should blow your mind immediately. But also at the same time, we've apparently seen more information than this guy's seen. And I don't think anyone believes that. Right? No one, like, this guy's saying, I don't think so because of what? If you put it in the term of genocide, you're putting it in legal criminal territory. That's why Bernie doesn't say it. Bernie's like, that's a legal term, I can't say that. Because if he calls it a genocide, that means there's a crime happening. If there's a crime happening, you're supposed to investigate it, especially being someone who's a part of the UN or the International Criminal Court of Justice and all this stuff. You're part of these international bodies to where you guys work together when a crime happens, right? If a guy in America, an American citizen, massacres 300 people, right? I don't know, a bomb or shoots bullets and kills 300 people, and then robs a bank after, then escapes to fucking Italy or something. Is he all of a sudden free to go because he's in Italy? No. Right? Interpol or some fucking Italian police. They catch the motherfucker and they say, yo, this guy's a notorious criminal. We got him. Even though the crime was committed in America. So, the same would apply in Gaza. If crimes are committed there, especially ones of magnitude like this, it applies everywhere. So thus, the word genocide can't come out of this fucker's mouth. Just
Wait.
What?
Bernie wouldn't call it a genocide either?
No, he said it's a legal term, so he's not going to say it. But I'm like,
Oh.
Damn, what do you call, 20,000 plus children dying in less than 2 years? What do you call that, Bernie? An accident? No, it's not an accident. It's not by accident that's happening.
Well, I remember at some point he was very critical of Israel. So
he says words that are critical of Netanyahu, which is a way different thing. It's a way different thing. That's like he said. Well, even that, he's not even saying Netanyahu's committing a genocide either. He's saying oh, they're harming people, thus we should take their weapons away, or stop giving them weapons if they keep doing this. Which is, I guess, further than the orange penguin here. But let's be honest. If we take things as fair as possible, there's a blatant crime happening. Blatantly. Yeah. Not that I trust them dealing with crime at all, but there is a fucking crime happening. Clear as day. Yeah. And Bernie has signed off on punishing people for crimes in the past. So it's hypocritical at this point. It's not like Bernie's like me, right? Where I'm like, yo, because you're going to just torture these fools. If we started actually going after Netanyahu and their administration or his government and all that shit, right? And they do what they typically do, if they actually followed by order of what they've done in the past, those fools would get hung. That's what would happen. And I would never be in favor of that. So thus I'd be like, you guys can't handle dealing with Netanyahu. Trump, Bernie, you guys can't handle that. But the problem is, when Bernie says, no, I can't make this a lawful thing, but you have done that in the past. You signed off on Obama's kill list. You signed off on giving shit to Ukraine to fight Russians. You signed off on these things, Bernie. So, you're just a hypocrite at this point. But, whatever. Point is, this guy doesn't have to worry about that. Right? If the balance is between Bernie and Trump, right? Then there is no sense of justice at that point.
Yeah.
Hey, you're massacring people. We'll take weapons away. It's okay. What if Saddam did that? What if Saddam Hussein did that? What about Syria and Assad? What happened to them? Gaddafi in Libya. What happens when they do things? See how all of a sudden the story changes of how you handle these things. It's wait a minute. You guys are full of shit. Got it. But we know where Trump is. Let's just be honest. So I'll let this play from the beginning. You're gonna hear more bullshit after the. Is it a genocide? I don't think so. Think? You're supposed to have more information than anyone on planet Earth, essentially, based on all the the surface shit. And you don't think? What do you? If it's not, then tell us it's not. Prove it to us. Yeah. Do forensic fucking investigations over there. Then come back and tell us what's going on. He has the power to do that. There's already American people on the ground there. Do an investigation. No, I don't want to do that. That's a Democratic hoax. Democrat hoax. Can't do it. Anyways.
He fucking supports it. He supports Netanyahu. He supports Israel.
Oh yeah.
Fucking first seat.
Well, these guys want to terraform the Middle East, along with let's be honest, it's these fuckfaces in the United States government, these fuckfaces in the Israeli government, these fuckfaces in Saudi Arabia. By the way, these guys said yo, Iran, you want to be cool with this? You got to give up on Palestinians, bro. They're done with. They're going to be done with. Qatar, same fucking thing. They give lip service. Egypt, Jordan, they give lip service to helping these guys, but they don't actually help them. Let's be honest. They don't actually help them, which means.
Well, was that
good.
Nick Fuentes who said that, like, and I didn't even know this, that, like, Israel's number one, and then Egypt and Jordan are number 2 and 3 for our, like, biggest funders in the, like, for aid, or like, we fund them, like, more than any other country.
No, well, since October 7th, I'm sure that the money has ramped up for Israel, but there's a whole bunch of, like, yes. In fact, Trump, when he first got into office this year, he said, all right, I'm cutting off aid. We're done spending so much money. I'm cutting off aid. Except for Israel, Egypt, and Jordan. It's like, oh, okay. Now I see what's happening. Got it. The relationship with, like, let's be real. Maybe the U.S. isn't giving as much direct aid to Saudi Arabia, although they are kind of, like, basically. But at the same time, it's like, what's happening over there? Here's a UFC event. Here's a WWE event. Here's sporting events. Here's gaming events with Americans like the best players in the world, right? All participating in these things, right? So, like, that boosts the economy. And I think that, to me, is the main goal. Get these fucking Gazans out of here and build some casinos and hotels, bro. Let's build that shit right there. Get rid of these fools and let's make some fucking money. And Saudi Arabia's like, yeah. Israel's like, yup. Qatar's like, let's do it. And they're all like, yeah, let's do that shit. Iran's like, no. You sure you want to make that decision, Iran? Come on. Come to the table. Make a deal. I make deals. Come to the table. Let's build some casinos. Right? It's gangsters slicing cake, like, pieces of cake with each other. All right, you take this piece. That's yours. Okay, you take this piece. Like in Godfather 2, bro. That's what it looks like to me. Once again, I could be wrong, but that's what I'm seeing. And guess what? There's people in all these governments that are like, yo, what the fuck you doing? In the U.S. government, you hear people in the government saying, yo, Trump, what the fuck you doing? In Israel, there's people saying, like, yo, Netanyahu, what the fuck you doing? Saudi Arabia, same thing, although it's probably a little bit harsher over there. Same thing with Qatar, right? The Jolani guy in Syria is like, yeah, let's do it. Everyone's like, listen, everyone knows you were in Al Qaeda now, so I don't know if this is gonna work out too well. Then they start funding groups to go in there and restart the fucking Syrian civil war, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Geopolitics is such a weird fucking game, and it's so criminal. That's why I talk about it so much, because like it's not some like difficult thing to understand. It's just like you gotta like start somewhere, and if you start too late in the timeline, you might not understand like why they're there in the first place. So it's like you got to keep going back and back and back and further back in the history, and then it becomes like a little bit more clear. But still, at the same time, there's enough. Like they're moving so fast right now, especially in the Middle East and in Africa and all that shit. They're moving so fast that you can actually you're getting a history lesson by just watching them move around. It's actually incredible. They're still bombing Somalia to this day. He's about to break his record of bombings in Somalia already. The U.S.'s record that he set himself during his first term. Like it's absolutely incredible, absolutely. But the American citizen doesn't know when they're bombing Somalia. They don't notice it. They don't know when they're bombing Yemen. They don't notice it. They only notice Iran, apparently. That's it.
Well, and not to say like. Because October 7th was weird. Like, I don't really think we got definitive answers of like who was behind it and like why it was done. Yeah. But like, it's weird how the focus goes. I mean, I understand why Trump does it because he's such a fucking shill for Israel. But it's like the focus of even the general public. It's like, oh yeah, maybe what's happening in Israel or in Gaza is bad, but like October 7th, it's like,
yeah,
they're flattening entire fucking cities with bombs, and you're focused on a bunch of go-karts and some parachutes and shit. It's just kind of weird.
Well, think about like what you just said. A bunch of imagine this: a bunch of guys with box cutters take over planes and fly them into buildings, and then all of a sudden we end up in Iraq, and we're killing
Yeah,
millions, right? It's the same. It's almost like, I swear to God, like I'd be watching some of these posts from people or videos and shit from people, and it looked like they're almost going through exactly what we did from 2001 to 2003, where we built up for the Iraq War, right after 9/11. Like they had their 9/11 with October 7th, right? And their whole population was like, "Yo, fuck these guys, fuck them, we're gonna go fuck them up," right? And then after a while, they're like, "Wait a minute, what are we doing?" And then when those people say, yo, what are we doing? Yo, this is wrong. And they start like doing something about it. Their own police officers come through and kick their fucking teeth in. And that's exactly what happened in America when they protested the Iraq War. Like fucking college kids to fucking older, hippie motherfuckers getting their teeth kicked in by cops because you're fucking up American freedom right now. Get out of the way. And Bill O'Reilly got on his fucking TV show and said, "You guys that are protesting, you're harming America. Go back to your houses." Go protest in your front yard where no one can see you. That's what he said. Go back to your front yards and go protest there. Guess what's happening in Israel? Same shit. You have high school kids, college kids, more of the hippy-dippy types out there in the streets saying, "Yo, stop this fucking war. You're starving people. You're bombing people." And the cops roll through, kick their fucking ankles, put them on the ground, and punch their faces in. It's the same fucking phenomenon. Literally the same thing.
Yeah. That's interesting.
And history will not be kind. Like, look what happened with George Bush. Well, until Trump happened. But before that, Bush was like a pariah, was he not? And Obama looked like the fucking savior, right? Same shit's going to happen over there. When Netanyahu's done, he's going to look like the villain of villains over there. And then they'll probably let's be honest, they'll probably get tricked again by some sort of maybe Obama-like figure, that like their version of Obama, right? It was like, "I'll give you hope and change." Meanwhile, you're getting the same shit quietly. You don't even realize it. It's just, once again, I do have a thing with conspiracy theories, but I try to keep that like very neutral and be realistic about it. But guess what? That shit looks like a fucking playbook almost. Like one-to-one playbook.
He's not going out of power till he dies, bro. Like, straight up.
No, well, maybe. Because, from more like, okay, once again, I'm not biased towards left or right in politics, but like some of the lefty stuff that's happening in Israel, like Haaretz, like their publication, all that stuff, which is a major newspaper for them or a major publication for them, they're pointing out things like, yo, every time Netanyahu needs to be like on like, hey man, you might have to like go to trial, or we need to vote on whether or not you stay as president or not, or prime minister. All of a sudden, a bombing happens. Oh shit, a bomb dropped on Lebanon all of a sudden. Like, almost like this guy's using it as, like, "Oh, look, hey guys, listen, I'm the prime minister, and when war happens, I gotta be there. So, like, I can't do this meeting that you're trying to have me do. I gotta go do something else. Sorry, guys, I'm an important person, man, prime minister. I gotta go do this shit."
Jesus.
But it's one to one with what I saw with America with the war on terror when that first kicked off. And once again, we killed like at least 1 million, I think. Iraqis, just Iraq alone, and it spread to other countries. Where's Israel at?
Yep.
They were already dealing with Lebanon and Hezbollah. They were already dealing in Syria, the Golan Heights, but now they're pushing it further out. They're expanding it, just like the U.S. fucking did. And the U.S. is like, "I like the way you do that. You know what? I'm gonna fund that. And like, give me a piece of the pie, though. Let's make some money, baby." Let's make that money. And this guy just screams that. He screams it. I don't know if there's a... I don't think so. Like, you fucking know. Don't lie to me. You fucking know. But, alright, let's continue on here. And see what he says after he denies any type of genocide happening. But in Syria, there was a genocide happening, according to the same person, somehow. But here we go.
They see evidence of a genocide in Gaza.
I don't think it's that. Look, they're in a war. Some horrible things happened on
I'm gonna play that again. Sorry, the audio was like, maybe they clipped them wrong or something. That sounded weird. Here we go. Here we go.
They see evidence of a genocide in Gaza.
I don't think it's that. Look, they're in a war.
I don't think so. It's sad, I think.
Some horrible things happened on October 7th, as you know. It was a horrible, horrible thing. One of the worst I've ever seen. I've seen a lot of bad things in some president in terms of wars and potential wars. If you look at the one that we just stopped, There are thousands of people being dead already at the border between Thailand and Cambodia. Thousands of people. And I mean, I've seen some bad things, but that October 7th was with Hamas was really, really bad.
So this is a situation where for the journal, I don't know what her follow-up question was or if anyone had a follow-up question, but just saying, like, this is why, like, certain things I get mad at Dave Smith for. Because Dave Smith, I think, would rattle off stats to him. Instead of, like, yo, ask a question and, like, give him room. Let's see what happens. But hey, thousands of people in between Thailand and Cambodia. Okay. That sounds terrible. I don't know enough about that personally. I don't, but I'm like, okay. I'd be like, all right, how many civilians, innocent civilians, have died in Gaza since October 7th? Like, well, there's a lot of Hamas there. There's a lot of Hamas soldiers, and they get mixed in there. Well, okay, let's use children then, because you can't call them Hamas because they're just kids, right? How many of them? Listen, I'm late for my plane. I got to get out of here. See you later. I'm surprised, but it's less than 2 years, Mr. President. So, like, if there was something like upwards toward 20,000 plus children killed in less than 2 years in any part of the world at any moment for any reason, that would be a national emergency, right? Right? I mean, you're bombing Somalia for less. I'm just saying. Not saying you should bomb, Israel or Gaza or whatever the fuck. I'm saying, like, this guy has acted on less as far as numbers are concerned. Not less valuable, but less in the sense of numbers. So, like, make that make sense, Penguin. Please. But he won't because he's full of shit. Let's move on to another grifter. Oh, look, it's just him again. It's just Trump again. Here we go.
Back to their country with a pass back in legally, and we're doing things that are very difficult to do and very complex, but it works really well. We're sending them back, and then they're schooling, they're learning, they're coming in legally. We have a lot of that going on, but we're...
So, people... Okay, now notice how he said schooling, and I understand the Nick Fuentes types that want, like, no questions, get rid of immigrants, right, deport them, right? That's their idea. That's not my idea of things, but that's their idea. I'm saying kind of forget that idea. Look what he's saying. He's saying go back, get some education, then come back to us, and then show up here legally, even though he's been, persecuting people that are legally here, right? People that are here for legal reasons, for schooling, for work, for whatever. Especially if you question Israel. He's been capturing these people. Also, he's been capturing people where their visas haven't expired yet, but he's waiting outside their immigration hearings, and ICE is arresting them and say, oops. Which should be suable, but if that many people sue, we'd go bankrupt, wouldn't we? Anyways, but yeah, he wants people to go back where you're from, get a quote-unquote education, and come back to us. And it's like, well, for what? Not saying I'm against them coming back or whatever or anything like that. It's like, but what does he mean by come back? What does he mean by them coming back? What will they be coming back for, Donald Trump? Here we go.
Taking care of our farmers. We can't...
Oh, shit,
let
farmers?
Our farmers not have anybody, these are very...
Oh, what?
These people,
what?
You can't replace them very easily. People that live in the inner city are not doing that work. They're just not doing that work. And they've tried, we've tried, everybody tried. They don't do it. These people do it naturally.
Oh, fuck.
I said, what happens if they get it to a farmer the other day? What happens if they get a bad back? He said, they don't get a bad back, sir, because if they get a bad back, they die. I said, that's interesting, isn't it? These are very, in many ways, they're very special people. Okay, go ahead.
No, okay, so...
Yeah, that's kind of crazy, huh? So, they're going over, send them back where they came from, let them get an education, give them a free pass, a hall pass to come back, to come work on farms because I guess what he's saying, they're so desperate that even when their backs hurt, they have to keep working because if they don't do that, they'll die. That's your fucking Christ. That's your leader of your country. This is your president of the United States, people. He just said that out loud. Oh my fucking God. Do I call that full of shit, or do I call him just being like so overly honest to what he thinks would happen? I don't know. I mean, the idea is full of shit. That's for sure. But Jesus fucking Christ. He even mentioned education, like go over there, get an education, and come back. Maybe learn some English and come back over here. And then do what? Pick our fucking cotton. Come back over here, pick our cotton. Thanks, guys. Don't worry. Yeah. Oh, fuck. Maybe it's like a thing where he doesn't know any, like, real, like, pause. Like, hardened men. Like, motherfuckers that work with their hands type motherfuckers. Construction workers, farmers. Like, kind of like, you know, manly man savages, right? Lumberjack motherfuckers, right? Probably because he's never really talked to, met, hung out with those types of people that he just has such admiration for hard workers. Like, wow, really special. They're really special. I can't do that. Yeah, we know you can't do that. And I'm trying to get these inner city kids to do it, but they won't do it. What the fuck? Like, why would you get an inner city kid to work on a farm unless they were aspiring to work on a farm so that maybe they can learn the trade and do it themselves later? I don't know, but I don't think there's much analysis needed here, although I ramble. You know, it is what it is. But there it is. Some people that I think are full of shit. Once again, this clip, it speaks for itself about like, whoever you are on planet Earth, you're far left, far right, you are butthurt from everything he just said right there. There's no way around it. There's no way around it. If you're a little cunty little business guy that fucking tries to use cheap labor to keep wages down so that you can pay them nothing but get the same outcomes or even more so, even you're mad for him saying it out loud. Even you're pissed off. Everyone's pissed from hearing this. If you're a far leftist, you know, into like identity politics, you feel like shit. If you're a far right, you know, they're taking our jobs, you're pissed off about this. Everyone's fucking pissed from hearing this. And it's fucking brilliant, dude. It's art becoming life. It's brilliant. But I'm going to leave it there. There's your video. Please subscribe if you feel like. Comment. Agree, disagree. There's a lot of shit said here. A lot of rambling. But if you have an opinion about any of this stuff from either the videos or what I said or Josh said or whoever said, please let it be known. Do not forget to check out all the links in the description box. The top one should be a Discord for you to hang out in if you want to join that and talk shit with other people, debate them. You can go in there and like organize a debate. Like, oh, I'm gonna debate at this time on this day, and it's like, fuck. If you want me to broadcast it, or I could probably go live for that. I could do that. Or if you want to just have it recorded, or just me be there to watch it, or anyone else, like, please. Well, let it be known. I don't mind doing that at all. And also the other links are for charities and stuff like that. Except for the very last bottom one is for my little Cash App. It's my beautiful little Cash App. If you want to donate to me or my channel or whatever the fuck, you could do that there. But don't worry about that. Also, hopefully that my cooling thing for my PC comes in tomorrow. I can get that worked out. And I can get back to jamming music, baby. Yes. Maybe doing some editing with it. Yeah. And with all that said, please give this video a thumbs down.
Say you wanna get in.